Well, I'm pretty excited to talk with the man, the myth, the legend himself of daytime television, we could say. Karamo, there he is. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. Always great to see you and be with you.
Yeah, it's always nice. You're here on AZTV 7 weekdays, of course, giving input, giving insight to people's lives and helping them become a better person. And I love this, that you've also learned that some people might be on the go. They can't really stop for that full hour of the show. So you came up with something that was really neat, and that's the Karamo Minute that you like to do. What is the Karamo Minute?
Yeah, so we just got an influx of people on social media saying, I just wish that I could have more of your content, more of your advice, more of what you do on the show, so that I can use it, as you said, as I'm on the go. And so I started to do these Karamo Minutes where I'm just giving advice on everything from, feeling like an imposter, how to deal with family, how to love your body, body positivity, how to deal with, a partner who is cheating, how to deal with the suspicions of cheating, how to deal with being a parent. And it's just these little sound bites that say, hey, this is something just a little bit to encourage you, to guide you, and to let you know you're not alone.
It's also about helping people grow because it's a scary time out there. We know, you have kids, I have kids, and going through life right now, it's really important for them to be able to have someone to talk with and go through. And that's what you do. You're kind of like that middle person for a lot of these families getting through their problems.
Completely. This has been my entire career working in social services. Everything I've ever done is to be that conduit for people to say, listen, this person can be able to help us and guide us to the next level. And even with kids, on my show, we deal a lot with teenagers who people will label as out of control or label them as bad. And what we have to realize is that children, when they act out, it's because something's going on in their lives. No child is inherently bad. And we have to stop labeling our children as bad, and we have to look at what's going on in their lives, what have they experienced, and also how are we talking to them. We had a mom yesterday who was literally spending her life telling her child that her child reminded her of her ex, which was also the child's father. But the child already knew that the mom didn't like the dad and knew that the mom talked a lot of smack about the dad. So now you say, oh, you remind me of your daddy. You remind me of your daddy. What does that say to a child? It says you don't like me either, because if I remind you of my daddy and you don't like him, then you don't like me. And so it's about understanding that the language we use is also something we need to use to protect our children as we're watching out for the language and the things that are happening in the world.
Yeah, it's very interesting because
that's one them Karamo minutes right there.
There it is.
That's what we gotta be doing. It's like that. You know what I mean? Like unconsciously, like let's dig in. Let me give you something. Now, when you get back at home, don't call your child and say you remind me of your daddy. It's that simple. You know what I mean?
I love it. I'm going to use my experience because my ex and I, we actually said that rule when we were divorcing, that we would not talk bad. It's actually in our divorce decree that neither one of us could talk bad about each other in front of the kids. Now, if we want to talk,
smart man, good job.
Yeah, and that's
great. Yeah,
I think that's important there, right? And that's the whole thing. I think that's where you said, because you know what? There's things that I loved about my ex, that I love that the kids have those traits, and there's things I don't like that the kids have those traits too. So that's where I think the confusion comes in when you're going, oh, you're acting like just your dad. But it's like, well, that's the bad part. What about the part that you loved about him? And I think that's what needs to be said more, right? Look, I just give him a minute too. Look,
you see, we both giving money. Look at that. We're giving a minute. Listen, that's what we do. I'm gonna tell you, I did the same thing. We don't have, obviously my son's mother, I do not have a divorce or anything. We weren't together like that. But one of the things that I always practice is that every time I saw a quality in my son that reminded me of a negative quality in their mother, I would turn to my son and say, you know what? I want you to remember you are the best of me and your mom. I say it all the time to this day. And he until now, he watches this, he's gonna realize, because in my mind, I'm actually saying, oh, you're doing something bad and I need to remember the good. But he always says to himself, oh, you know what? I'm the best of my parents. And it's these little things that we can do that just make our children better. But anyway, we got it.
There it is.
We can spend 5 minutes, 5 hours on talking about parenting, you and I.
We could. I love it. That's probably him calling you right now. Hey, Dad, I need some. Anyway, hey, Karamo, thank you very much. We love the Karamo Minute that we'll be having right here on AZTV 7. And don't forget, you are here, part of our family, Monday through Fridays in the afternoons. And so we love it. Karamo, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Talk to you soon.